So bike setup tips on pulling a wheelie. First up, gearing. I like to keep my gears or my gearing in the middle of the cassette. So right now we're at about, it's like in 6th gear. It's dead center in the cassette. So that gives you, decent torque to pop the wheel up, and so you won't be, once you have the wheel up, you won't be spinning out. If you're in too low of a gear, it'll be easy to pop it up, but you'll spin out really quick. So you kind of want it with some good torque, but also not too low or too high. So right in the middle works fine. Second is seat height. It could be personal preference, but as far as what works for me, I like to keep it low. If you pop it up a little, it'll make it easier to pop the wheel up. But I noticed that like when it's higher, when you're holding the wheelie, it's easier to for the bike to kind of go side to side because your weight is so high, your center of gravity is higher. So I like to keep it low, and that helps me hold the wheelie easier. And as far as brake modulation goes, you'll be kind of feathering the brake like this, as opposed to just going on and off. If you just go on and off, it tends to you tend to grab the brake harder, so it'll slam the front end down. So what I do is just feather like that, and it'll come from practice. There's no substitute for practice, so you just gotta practice and see what works for you. So the first step is obviously just popping the front end up, getting used to that feeling. And what I'm doing here is just popping it up, and then when you feel it start to go backwards, you just tap the rear brake to bring it down. So the first step is just getting used to that feeling, like popping it up, and if you feel yourself going backwards, getting used to using the rear brake to bring the front end down. And now this is on a regular wheelie, so you pop it up, and what I'm doing is you just need to practice finding that balance point. And once you find that balance point, it's gonna be easy to just keep it up there, and it's just a matter of pedaling and feathering the rear brake, and leaning your weight back if you feel the front end start to drop, and you'll obviously pedal a little harder. I like to keep my arms locked. I don't bend my arms at all. When I'm holding the wheelie, my arms are completely locked. So, and here's another one. So you pop it up, and you just gotta find that balance point and use your knees. If the bike starts to go side to side, use your knees to counterbalance. And as you can see right there, the bike started to move backwards, so just let off the pedals and kind of feather the brake to just hold the wheelie up there. And here's one more. So it all comes down to practice. You can listen to all the tips in the world, but you just gotta go out there, bottom line, and just practice. Get used to that feeling, finding the balance point. That is number one. Once you find that balance point, you just gotta